Hey, good morning, everyone. Jay back with you. Greetings to my fellow grumpy old gentlemen. This is a kind of a different video where I'm going to discuss some of my favorite soundtrack albums. Uh, a few weeks ago, month or so ago, that I started talking to my fellow grumpy old gentlemen, Ian and Harry and Mike and Bob and Rick, about doing a kind of a different video. Usually we get together and once a month. It's like a movie club where we talk about a random movie. We do a little review of it, discuss it, and I thought it would be kind of fun and interesting, since we all like movies, we all like music, to talk about some of our favorite soundtrack albums, whether it be scores or ones with songs on them. And the guys that are going to do this video, you don't actually have to have the album, you don't have to have the CD. Just make a list. Talk about some of your favorite songs in a movie. Yeah, something like that. Of course, I have some records pulled out here from my collection that I'm going to talk about, and no particular order. They're just all alphabetical. I like them all. And the first two that I'll talk about are from The Big Chill, Volumes 1 and 2. This was the first soundtrack album that was released in 1983, and it was so popular with all those great Motown songs, they released a second volume called More Songs from The Big Chill. And would have been nice just to have like a 2-record set, but they apparently didn't know that they was going to have a big hit on their hands. This is one of my favorite movies, top 5 movies since I first saw it in 90 or 91. I think I first watched it on Cinemax. But yeah, I heard it through the grapevine. My Girl, Good Lovin', Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Every one of these songs fit very well with the movie. Even enhance the plot at some points. In the movie they use the Rolling Stones song, You Can't Always Get What You Want, but it's not on neither one of these soundtrack albums. I guess the Stones wanted too much money to actually have their song put on a record that wasn't their label. These were released on Motown Records. But yeah, always enjoy spinning these every now and again. And I've loved this movie since I first saw it on HBO in probably around 1981. I guess it premiered. It's a soundtrack to 1980s The Blues Brothers. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, they started a band in 1978 on Saturday Night Live. They were both on Saturday Night Live, and they took it really seriously. They hired some really good musicians for their backing band. Steve Cropper and Duck Dunn. They were really famous in the 60s for Booker T and the MGs, the band that they were in. But yeah, they had some really good music. They released probably I think 3 studio albums and a live album before John Belushi died in 1982. But definitely a great blues rock album. Everybody Needs Somebody to Love, She Called to Katie, Give Me Some of Lovin', the remake from Spencer Davis Group. This was a top 20 hit for them. Shake Your Tail Feather with Ray Charles, Think by Aretha Franklin, it's on here, and Minnie the Moocher with Cab Calloway, Sweet Home Chicago. They do a cover of Jailhouse Rock. And this is another great album. Probably more famous than the movie. Of course, the movie's got a cult following in the last several years, last decade or so. Eddie and the Cruisers from 1983. The movie came out and really kind of flopped in theaters. Nobody went to see it, but it had a very successful top 10 song with On the Dark Side by John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, who does all the songs in the movie and on the soundtrack. It the movie itself kind of took off on its own on HBO when it premiered, and a lot of people started watching it then, and then the soundtrack took off, and it was released again theatrically, and still nobody went to see it. But with repeated cable viewings and VHS releases, Laserdisc, and all that stuff, it spawned a sequel in 1989 called Eddie and the Cruisers 2, Eddie Lives, and pretty good sequel, but not up to par with this one. I like the movie. A lot of people like the soundtrack more than they do the movie, but I always think thought it was a pretty good movie too. And this one, the next two make me think of my brother Roger quite a bit. We used to stay up late at night watching these movies and talking about the songs in the movies and talking about the movies, of course, but this one's from 1987's Light of Day. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts do most of the songs on this one, and of course it stars Joan Jett and Michael J. Fox, and about a bar band in Cleveland trying to get success. But yeah, really good songs. Light of Day, which was written by Bruce Springsteen. Even the bar band was called the Bar Busters. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, it was, and Michael J. Fox, he does a lot of the background singing in this. But really, it wasn't a very successful movie when it came out either. But cult following last few years. I don't know why it's never gotten a home video release. Probably something to do with the music rights, I guess. And this one is my favorite movie of all time. It was my brother Roger's favorite movie of all time. Miss that fella quite a bit. Think about him every day. But this was his soundtrack album, and he gave it to me probably right before he died. But yeah, Midnight Cowboy. This has songs and a score. Everybody's Talking About Nielsen. That's probably the most well-known song on this. But I've played this many a times over the years, and really good album. And I could have put just about any Quentin Tarantino soundtrack to talk about, because say what you will about him, whether you think he's a crap director, crap writer, but that man, he can pick some really good songs for his movies. And my favorite soundtrack album is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from Quentin, and it's a 2-record set, and he's really good at picking obscure songs and making them new and fresh again, like Treat Her Right, that opens up the movie. Really good song. Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show from Neil Diamond. That got me started listening to Neil Diamond again. I always listened to them in the 80s because that was Elvis and Neil Diamond. That's who Mom and Dad always played in the house or played in the car when we was going to town. It was one of those two usually. And that's a great song. Fits in very well with the movie. Son of a Loving Man, that's probably my favorite song, one of my favorite scenes in the movie. California Dreamin', this is the Jose Feliciano version, and very different version from the Mamas and Papas version, but still a good rendition of California Dreamin'. Definitely my favorite Rocky soundtrack, Rocky IV. A lot of songs on here from John Cafferty and Survivor, Burning Heart, Hearts on Fire. Excellent songs on this record right here. I had this record. I bought it Christmas time in 1985, right after I saw the movie in the theater, and always played the hell out of it. Still do every now and again. But the movie itself, Sylvester Stallone directed it. It's kind of like watching an MTV music video. It's 90 minutes long, kind of short. I think it's the shortest Rocky movie that was ever made. And uh, each song plays like a music video. It's edited that MTV kind of way, and but kind of like the songs better than the movie, but I do like the movie quite a bit. And the last one I'll ramble about is 1979's The Rose soundtrack. Bette Midler done all the songs on this, and I always liked the song The Rose, one of my favorite songs, and liked it so much that we used it in mine and my wife's wedding in 2009. Whose Side Are You On, Midnight in Memphis. There's a great instrumental on here called Camellia. It's really good. Stay With Me. But that's some of my favorite soundtrack albums, and I could have easily picked, another 10 or 12 to ramble about, but let me know what some of your guys' favorite soundtracks are. Comment below. Appreciate everything, and I hope to see some more videos from my fellow grumpy old gentleman, or anybody for that matter, because I'm going to post this on my channel and the Grumpy Old Gentleman on Film channel, so more people will see it on both channels. But hope everybody's fine. James, I hope you come back soon. Miss you, buddy. Keep up the good work, guys. Ian and Harry and Mike and Bob and Rick. And I will see you next video. Bye.